Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Misscliks D&D.
What's up?
What's going on?
And we have a guest this week.
Woo!
Jen, would you like to introduce our guest?
Yeah, sure. We are joined by Dan Giesling. He was the winner of Big Brother Season 10, I believe. And he was All-Stars. And people say he was one of the best players of all time, and I would tend to agree. And I'm like going all fangirly because I really like Big Brother. I'm like a super fan. I watched every Big Brother. I also watched every Survivor show. So if you want Survivor guests, I'm also down for that.
I also saw, Dan, like I was looking at your books and your public speaking and stuff, watched some of your YouTube. You got a lot of good stuff to share with the world too. Where should people look up your stuff if they want to learn more about you?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I just hope that, however I was on reality TV playing that game, I hope it translates to here because I have no clue what's going on. But you guys all said you'd be really gentle with me. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here, and thanks for having me. But yeah, no, you guys, Twitter is probably the best place. But I'm just excited to be here and try to learn along the way. And my goal tonight is to find a way for us to collectively beat Neal.
Yay! Hashtag blame Neal. The chat's gonna love that.
That would be by keeping me alive.
Yeah.
We must
Neal,
keep
what's
Arcas
going
alive.
on in the world?
Okay. What was the...
Yeah.
Neal's like, whatever,
sorry.
just shut up.
Oh, and also, if we're starting to talk about what's happening in the world, remember that Stephanie Harvey, aka Arcas, is actually in the clutches of a vampire right now.
Yes.
And so she's gonna say hi to us, and then she's gonna peace out until we find her again.
Yeah, because I don't want to stand there for an hour or whatever, how long it will be. So whenever then I need to come back in action with the party or against the party, they're gonna message me. They're gonna message me, and I'll come back. But remember that I'm a strong fighter, and they're screwed if I go against.
Me and Jen against Arcas would be like dead.
Yeah.
I would one shot.
Arcus
to
is the
raise them
equivalent
up.
of Hercules. So really, really
Yeah.
Got it.
long.
I'm basically Hercules with, I guess, would I be stronger than Hercules? I just feel like I'm better. I feel I'm better than Hercules.
How did you guys let him?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I don't know. Do I call it him? Do I call you him or her? Like I call you him, right?
Him.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you guys let him get captured?
It's a
Well-
long story.
Okay.
Neal, why don't you give us the rundown of what happened for the recap for all the viewers?
Okay, so the skinny of it is they were preparing to go hunt down the vampire, and when they show up at his tomb during the daylight, because of course that the vampire is hit by direct sunlight, he dies. The party goes down into the tomb with a couple of torches lit and finds a couple of dead soldiers down there. Finds the sheriff, who
We were invisible to undead.
yes, you were invisible to undead. The sheriff is down there, who is being played by Dan this week. And they chat with the sheriff, and the sheriff's like, "No, hold on!" And the vampire shows up, and the sheriff and the vampire try and kill the party, but the party runs out of the tomb back into the daylight where they can't be hurt because they're little cowards and sissies who can't handle a single vampire.
Wow.
The sheriff.
Shots fired.
The sheriff
This is
comes
what we have
after
to do
them.
in here.
So the sheriff was charmed by the vampire.
Right, because the vampires have hypnotic, charming eyes. So the sheriff follows after them. He's like, "Hold on, no, I'm being controlled. Please help me." And then when the party goes to try and help him, the sheriff then attacks them again because he wasn't actually like, "Oh, please help me." He was playing up that angle.
Which is ridiculous because we said like 50 times, he's probably going to be charmed. There's no way he's not charmed. And then when we get there, we just forget that he's charmed.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Neal, I have a question about charm. Is charm magic? Like we could detect and dispel it as magic?
Yeah, and I even have a spell
Well, the
called
dis-
Detect Charm that I didn't use when we
The
saw
dispel
it.
magic spell is what you use to uncharm the sheriff.
Okay.
And then he kind of like came to, realized what was happening. But by that time, the vampire had called upon his wolf allies, and a pack of wolves showed up, and first was attacking you, and then they all tried to like push you down into the tomb so that the vampire could get his clutches on you. And after Arcas got knocked down in there and somehow managed to get back out, he got knocked down again. and dragged off into the tomb by the vampire. And all you guys could hear was his
You rolled for
screams.
did you cross his eyes or not? And then I freaking did. And then you rolled, did the charm work or not? And then it did. And I got the unluckiest rolls ever. And then I was turned.
Wait, why didn't you guys throw like a chain or something in the tomb, like to do something to help get him out?
Because he was like unconscious, and then as soon as he made the eye contact, he was charmed and under the vampire's control. So tossing a chain.
Yeah,
and
and then I
no.
came back up and I tried to kill my sister instantly. It was already a nightmare.
Got it.
And they have no more dispel magic because they used it on the freaking sheriff, or it was.
Didn't the vampire order him to kill, like, didn't he had to choose like who he loved most or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah, that's
you
what
told
it
me-
was. Arcas
No,
was
it was
told
I could
to
choose. It was arbitrary. I could choose either or. And
Oh
I
yeah, and
decided
then you had to choose which one you loved most to
Yeah.
kill the other one.
I mean,
And then I tried to
and
kill
you,
Emma.
and you picked Adea, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
the instructions were, kill them. And Arcas like, well, would I go and kill, would Arcas kill the person he's most interested in or have the strongest relationship with first? Or would he go
Arcas
after
would
someone
kill-
else that he doesn't really care first?
Yeah.
So,
Not his sister. He would definitely keep his sister for last.
That's not weird at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what your character's bitter about.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. Okay, I'm all caught up.
cool. So we will come back into game. You guys have left the cemetery and have made it back to
Hi, Miss
town.
Harvey.
Bye, Miss Harvey. And you have come back to town to rest up, lick your wounds, recover your magic spells, and whatnot. However,
And we did. So also, I guess Dan didn't know about that, but we have this place where we've been staying at. It's a wizard's house. His name is Jeremiah.
Okay.
He's really nice and sweet, and I think he's like a gnome or something. Or
he is a gnome.
He's a
Yeah,
gnome.
he's real little.
And he's like really scared but really helpful. So we made like a secret knock so that the vampires can't get in.
Okay. How tall is Jeremiah? Just for
He's
for science.
3 foot tall.
Okay.
Pretty short.
All right.
So now we have to make a new knock, Neil. A new
Well,
secret knock.
It is a little after midday. I want to say it's like 2 in the afternoon or so. And you guys have the rest of the day to do as you please. So you head back towards town, and as you do so, the dark clouds start to roll in, and by the time you make it back to Jeremiah's house, a light rain starts to fall, which over the course of the day turns into a heavy rain and then into a storm.
A storm.
Yes.
Wait a minute. So we've talked about how the vampires can't come out during the day because of the sun. So if it's overcast, Adea would know if we should be worried. Because remember, she knows everything about vampires.
Yeah,
Well,
he does.
the vampires are not really well recorded. This is the age of mist, after all. It's prehistory. You know everything there is to know, but this issue has not really been a problem before.
So in my research, did I find a threshold for how much daylight would hurt a vampire?
There have been no scientific studies done on this so far, but you can use whatever intuition you have or reasoning or logic you have to make a educated guess on the subject.
What if the intuition is reading your face? That's not part of the game, right?
Oh, if you can read my face and try and pull that in, go for it.
Ooh,
But
there.
I've been doing this
My
for a long
ultimate
time,
reading
so
of
I'm
the
pretty
universe.
good at keeping my secrets.
Okay.
So as we're trudging back to Jeremiah's house, I turn to the mayor and I'm like, what were you thinking just
Sheriff.
running into that crypt? The sheriff, because the mayor's dead. I
Undead.
turn to the sheriff, Red, and I say, what were you thinking just running into the vampire's lair by yourself? Do you know what they can do?
My mind was completely erased during that time, and I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me right now.
Well said for someone whose life I've just saved. I flip my hair and just continue walking forward without talking to him anymore.
Nice. Well done.
So our first interaction doesn't go very well. So can I get a little history on Adea? Am I saying that right?
Adea.
Adea.
Like the Sarah McLachlan song. Adea.
So Adea. So what is like Adea's like? What is she like that I could possibly make
She's-
amends with?
she's literally the most beautiful person you've ever seen.
Okay.
She has like
Yeah.
the highest hotness in the world. She's extremely is extremely fond of etiquette. She was raised to be very much a lady, and she equates that with godliness, like being the highest etiquette you possibly can.
Okay.
And she really likes to quote truisms that she's found in her studies, and no one knows for sure whether they are actually things she's found in her studies or whether she's just saying random words.
Okay. So your character is really full of themselves. It sounds
Yes.
like. Okay.
Really
Got it.
vain.
Okay. So I'm not.
Extremely vain.
Okay. I'm not gonna try and make amends with you then.
She's very vain, but she very much so believes in doing the right thing. So she won't like put herself above others in terms of helping people, but she definitely thinks a lot of herself.
Okay. So then
My character doesn't.
you don't think highly of yourself.
No, my character doesn't think that highly of Adea. She thinks
Okay. Is
she's
there?
a little bit presumptuous, and she's not that much better. Actually, she's not. She's
Well,
like,
when it comes
cool.
down to it, we really love each other, but we both like will compete with each other until that moment.
Okay. So then can I just go right to Emmy? Is that how you say it?
Emma?
Emmy?
Emma.
I just want to go right to Emma and show her some sign of gratitude and give her all the credit for saving me.
Emma likes it.
Okay.
Like, ah, thank you for that. It's
problem.
nice to get some gratitude for once. I wish Arcas did the same when I saved his life.
Okay.
And then I glance over at Adea and look.
Okay, so right now, so it's like it's pouring rain. It's in the daytime, and we need to figure out like how you guys coming to me for help, or what do you guys need from me?
Well, we just saved your life.
No, you didn't. Jen.
Are you asking in character or out of character?
Out of character.
So, because we found you went to the crypt thinking that you could hunt the vampires by yourself, and then we went there thinking that we were going to do that and found you there. So we're taking you with us now, presumably to see Jeremiah. But if you want to
Okay.
go somewhere else, then you should let us know.
No, I'm cool. I'll go with you guys.
Alright. So I guess we're gonna heal ourselves up, patch ourselves up, and if we see anyone on the way, Neal, I guess we're gonna warn them about the vampires and tell them to stay in because it's dangerous. And
Oh
tell
yeah,
them
we're still
to-
spreading word as we see people.
to create a secret knock to protect themselves.
Okay. So you guys walk
Yeah, what
through
was
the town.
the sign we made?
I
Like
have it on
no
my phone.
enter,
Yeah, I put up these signs everywhere.
no open
open
doors
doors.
closed.
Yeah, because vampires, when you open the door, the vampire can charm you to ask you to let them in, because they
Okay.
can't go into houses if they're not invited.
Yes.
So that's why we put up this sign everywhere. Very well done.
Okay, I have a real random out of character question. So this map, we're at in between the slums and Jeremiah. Is that where we are right now? Okay.
Yeah, actually, you're somewhere on the way to Jeremiah's house. The cemetery is on the other side of the bridge, on the left side of the map.
Okay.
So you're coming from the cemetery to Jeremiah, and the weird lines that are kind of all over the place are district lines, not roads.
Okay. Got it.
And the purple place is where we once saw some people who looked weird go like into a weird place. We're not too
What?
sure what it is. No, but I put a purple note, like the weird X in the.
It looks like a gravestone.
Yeah, but it's not. I think it was like a secret den or like a secret weird house thing.
I'm glad you remember that because I have no recollection whatsoever.
I just remember there was something about that place. I think people were dragging a corpse or something and went there.
There's something suspicious going on, but you guys didn't have time to deal with that shit.
Yeah, because we saw a vampire or something.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're on our way to Jeremiah's, and I say to Emma, we should coordinate our spells for tomorrow and make sure we have everything we need, and try to get Jeremiah to come with us to save Arcas. I'm sure he'll help, and maybe Wart too.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe we should even get the priests to come out. Maybe we should try to get a mob. The
Yes,
vampire
mob.
can charm us all, right?
I love mobs.
I love mobs.
We should get everyone in town that
With
we know is
fights?
not already charmed.
Yeah, like all the priests could hold some symbols of Martha or Aster. Those are good gods.
Mm-hmm.
And they could also.
They could fling holy water.
Yeah, they could fling holy water
And garlic.
and garlic. Everyone could wear garlic. And we
Yeah.
can have steaks. Everyone would
Yeah.
have steaks, not the food
So-
object.
We should start spreading the word that tomorrow we're all meeting at 8 a.m. at the bridge to defeat the vampire scourge. What do you think, Sheriff?
Can the sheriff? So I'm gonna advise against that because when people are in a mass, even during the day, it's going to allow vampires in the other areas to potentially build up a secret place that you guys may not know about. But when you put everyone in hurdle or corral everyone in one area, it leaves areas of the city exposed, which is not what I want to do.
Fair point.
But I could be
perhaps a
convinced.
small mob.
I could be
That's
convinced.
what I was gonna say. How about a small?
Just like one from each family, maybe. Just a smaller mob. At least
Okay.
we could get Jeremiah and Wart, and
Okay.
we should get the priest,
bunch
like
of
you
priests,
said,
yeah.
Emma. And then, Sheriff, do you have any trusted deputies or people that we could bring with us?
Well, my trusted deputy was actually the mayor's wife, but something unfortunate happened to her. She was kind of a sly confidant. So right now I'm kind of the lone ranger, the lone wolf, if you will, trying to keep you guys from ruining my city right now.
It is said that he who is the lone wolf shall find that when he is alone, he may need a pack to help him no longer be alone, for such is the way of the wolf.
So I look to Emma and I say, what has
I'm
she
like-
been drinking? What's wrong?
Emma is starting to like your character. She's like, thank you. For once, people with common sense.
Adea just doesn't even notice that reaction. She's just nodding to herself like, yes, that is true. So true.
I kind of pat her in the back. I'm like, come on, sister, let's let's get ready. For
So about now you arrive at Jeremiah's place.
Oh, I have the knock written down. Where is it?
Give me the knock.
Hold on.
I
I have it in rhythmic notation. Just a second. Okay. What was it?
Can you louder? I can't hear.
It was...
Yeah.
Okay.
have it
The
right
door
here.
creaks open
See?
and you see. Yeah. The door creaks open and you see Wart poking his head out. Wart, for you, Dan, is the apprentice to Jeremiah. He's a awkward, gawky little teenage guy. And he pokes his
Okay.
head out and goes, "Oh, it's you guys! Come on in." Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Wart. We need to make a new knock because Arcas has been captured
Arcas, what do you mean captured?
by the vampire. I'm
He-
terrified right now. I'm not smiling at all.
His eyes go a little bit big and he seems a little horrified by the implications.
Yes.
Yes,
we
Wart,
need
we need...
a new knock.
Oh,
And we
what's
need
the
your and
sheriff
Jeremiah's
doing
help.
here? Are you in under trouble?
No.
I have a question for Wart. So he's a human.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask him about his previous crime and if he's made amends with? So I want to ask Wart about his previous crime and see if he's paid his penance to the city yet.
Wow, Wart, bad guy.
Yes, Sheriff. I paid those fines. It was all a misunderstanding. I swear. I really didn't mean to go into the girls' side of the bathhouse. It was. I promise it was an accident.
Adea like giggles behind her hand, like...
Yeah, Emma's like with a huge grin on her face. Oh no, he didn't.
Okay, no, go ahead.
The backstory with Wart is that like Adea once flirted with him to get him to do something for her, and ever since then they've been like this like flirty tryst kind of thing.
Okay.
So she thinks that's really funny.
Okay, so here's what I do. So I take Wart's hand and force him to grab your hand, push him out of the way, and then we enter Jeremiah's house. So you guys are now holding hands.
I kind of like look at you really confused and look at Wart and then smile and be like, huh,
He
like
looks
that.
away and just kind of lets his hand go limp and lets you hold it because he's too
And
nervous
then
to do anything.
I give him like a little smile and then I let go and walk away.
Yeah.
I'm very
He
entertained.
excuses himself out of embarrassment and leaves the room, leaving you guys with Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, my friend, we need your help. Arcas has been charmed by the vampire, and we need help to go get him back and end this vampire scourge once and for all. Do you
Oh
think you
my.
could come with us tomorrow?
That seems to be just a terrible, terrible situation.
Indeed.
You want me to come with you to do what?
We need your help tomorrow. We need another set of wizarding hands.
We'll try to gather some more troops as well. We're thinking of going to see the priests. Maybe they can bring some holy symbols and some stakes. Maybe some holy wafers.
Oh yeah, holy wafers. Vampires hate those.
Yeah, apparently.
They'd hate
Yeah,
garlic.
we can all wear garlic. It's gonna be okay.
Well, I hate to break this to you, but I'm an illusionist, and vampires are mostly immune to my charms and tricks and illusions. The undead have no soul; they see right through them.
So I want to ask Jeremiah if he can give us anything that will help us in an illusionary method to distract the vampires, even though you're not gonna. It sounds like you're not gonna come with us. Is there anything that you can teach us?
I don't think I would be very useful, and I'm quite old and slow. I feel like I would be more in the way than helpful.
I feel like, didn't you once help us fend off some horrific rat men, Jeremiah?
No. No, I don't think I did. I think my spell books were at home, and I just kind of sat behind the treasure chest while you fought the were-rats. And then you rescued me from a dungeon, a sewer, I guess.
Well,
really, I haven't done much useful for you.
You're such a great wizard that I assumed that you must have helped us in that battle.
Well, thank you.
Wait, so out of character question, are you guys right now just trying to remember what happened, or is Neal like playing coy?
That is a good
we
question.
actually forgot what happened.
Okay.
Because I thought that he helped us, but Neal's actually right. He did just hide the whole time and squeal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I asked Jeremiah, do you then know of anyone in the city that we might go to for help? Any great warriors or wizards or anyone that might help us against this vampire?
Well, I know a trio of demigods that are in town.
Very funny, Jeremiah.
Well, now it's a duo.
And I'm a little insulted with Adea, and I kind of like cough loudly, like, what am I, chopped liver?
I say, of course, honorable sheriff. We are grateful for your help as well, but I think we may need more than just your hands if we are to defeat this vampire.
Okay, so I'm a little angry at her condescending tone.
That was said with the utmost etiquette. It was supposed to be like, you know.
No, but I think our characters got off on the wrong foot. So I
Probably.
think anything that you say, I'm gonna take in like an aristocratic manner. And so the sheriff. So I'm telling, I'm on the side. I grew up in like a rough end of the city, and that there's people like Adea's, ancestors made my life hard. So I may make her life hard throughout this journey.
Well, he never liked me much anyway, so that's fair. Adea just like barely notices that he's upset.
Okay.
Neal, by the way, I was thinking about it, and before Arcas left, I totally had the, what's it called? Not Sacred Guardian? The thing that makes me detect whenever he's in grave danger, like about to die or anything.
Oh yeah, you
so
did.
I'd like you to warn me when I see through his eyes what is going on, if it happens.
What is that spell called?
Is it Sacred Guardian? Yep, Sacred Guardian. It lasts for 1 day per level, and the last time I did it, I'm sure it wasn't 7 days ago.
Okay, and you don't ever actually see through his eyes. You receive a mental image of the endangered person's situation. You're thinking of your roleplay character who can see through the eyes of your bat.
Yeah, but it says I can still
receive a mental image of the endangered person's situation. That is not seeing through their eyes.
Fine.
Jen with that cross-show promotion.
Also, Jeremiah, we need a new knock because Arcas knows the old knock and may tell all the vampires.
Yes, we need a new knock. And a new password, because I think we had a password as well. For some reason I wrote snickerdoodles, so we need a new one.
Right.
What?
I think we had a password and it was snickerdoodles.
Okay,
I don't know if it was a real person.
So Red, hears this talk about password doodles, and so he shares a little inside technique that's going on with the citizens and the way that they signify that when they enter people's homes, that they're not vampires, they just wave a red little piece of cloth or a bandana. They wave something red, and that is the universal sign in the city that they can enter. So that's a tip, and you guys, he shares that with you in hopes that